Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 137 of Trials and Trebuchets. I am your Dungeon Master, and my name is Luke. Joining me are my players who play characters, and their names of their players and the characters are...
Hello, my name is Ben, and I play one of the characters on this wonderful podcast called Trials and Trebuchets, and they are a level 7 gnome wizard named Windsor Wallaby.
He is.
Along with their cuddly little companion, Mr. Wiggles.
He is. Meow!
Oh my god, that peaked, probably.
Most likely.
Me? That was not a peak.
Hello, everyone. It's me, Carla, and I play the level 7 Tiefling Roguelock Integrity Isla Idleberry. I knew Winsler's trouble when he walked in.
Oh my god!
Tent goes boom now. Oh, got me in trouble like I've never been. Now we'll be lying on the cold, hard ground.
Help!
Oh my god, that's so good.
Jesus.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and I play Mira Marchand, the level 7 half-elf bard. CEO, entrepreneur, born in 904, oh say crow. Sponsoring our uniforms, hosting balls outside the norm, oh say crow. Underbow, flax eye, and others amateurs are fucking suckers. Thank you to Luca for the Bo Burnham inspo.
Incredible. Incredible.
And I am Sam, and I play the level 7 human sorceress Serenep Cinderman, and I can't beat those intros, so I will step out gracefully.
That's how I feel. That's why every episode I just sit there and let all of you make the funny jokes. I can't compete.
Good.
And last time on Trials and Trebuchets, the autumn dueling session began!
Whee!
Woo!
Woo! Woo!
The students experienced the Crow Mercantile Corporation branded opening ceremonies for the Autumn's End 954 Wildcliff dueling extravaganza. And they then sat through and watched the first duels of the festival, with the defending dueling champs take an easy W. Delnis and her team were defeated by weaponized halflings, and finally Syndra was interrupted mid-essay by stray gnomish lightning. The students then dispersed for the evening, handing in items for abjuration and talking to beaten up girlfriends before returning home for the night. However, before they arrived at their dormitories, the proprietors of Lemawand, etc., came upon a foul sight. A burglary of their stall at the hands of, presumably, Apples, and Apples' incredible cider, deciding then and there to take action against these hooligans.
Only Winsler, not
Wallaby placed a small, weaponized lemon into their stall and was caught red-handed by one and only Mrs. Idleberry.
Wasn't me. No proof.
No proof.
You literally just rolled it.
No proof.
We all saw.
No
Nope.
proof. Winsler, as he out loud says, watch me as I place this lemon inside the tent. No proof.
Nope.
Okay. That's...
Anyone could have said that.
That is the circumstances, that is the context with which we find ourselves on this autumn's evening. We see the inside of a cramped stall. Striped fabric of a tent makes up the walls. There are large barrels, presumably filled with ciders and other valuable drink. Other stuff is in here, but it's just, imagine in the shadows for this moment, this fun cinematic. And we see three figures huddled around in the center of this cramped tent, laughing at one another's devious schemes. The proprietors of Apples, and Apples' incredible cider. Successful, presumably, in their heist, delighting in such successes, when suddenly they are interrupted by the entrance of a small lemon. It has a can shoved into it, a can filled with oil, with a lit wick. It is rolling along the ground very gently, and comes to a rest. They hear from outside a shrill yell, as if a parent scolding their child, but think no more of it, as there is an explosive device at their feet. Winsler, can you roll for me?
Yeah.
4d12.
Oh my
4.
god.
Holy shit.
That seems about appropriate.
Well, I do like rolling dice, so.
I don't think you ever answered the question of where Winslow learned to make explosives.
Hey, that's like a perfect sequence of numbers.
Okay, ignore my question then, thanks.
Oh no.
That's a nice sequence.
Oh no, Ben.
So we got 3, 5, 7, and 9.
Oh my gosh, those are good numbers. You are
Yeah,
right.
it's a full sequence of odd numbers. My favorite.
24?
I can only add 2 numbers. I can't add 4.
Yes, that's 24.
Yes.
8.
Oh, that's exactly the average roll you would expect from that then, right?
Incredible.
Count.
Mathematically perfect here on Trials and Trebuchets. Okay. So, in the moments leading up to this, the 3 people we see inside of Lemawand, etc., react in certain ways. Not that we'll get into right now. Just know, players, audience, that this is taking place in the few seconds of we will act out in this moment. And then we will get to that wonderful amount of damage that you have just given me.
Uh-oh. Why did it do so much damage?
It was
It
great.
was 11.
I don't know. Why
Yeah.
did you?
It was an explosive
Mom!
lemon. Yeah. Anyways, that being said,
This is not
That-
your average kind of
in
lemon
that
bomb.
that lemon bomb in place and the result known, Integrity Idleberry, Winslow Wallaby, you're standing on a cool, dark-ish alley, not alley really, it's a pathway on campus in Vendor Village. The archway is just down the little road. It's golden, foily texture shimmering in the night light, as there are little floating lanterns, magical lanterns, surrounding the Vendor Village. Winslow, you just put this little lemon bomb through that tent hole. Did you back up or any way? You rolled very poorly on your stealth, if you recall.
I did.
Could you describe to me what it looks like as you recover and kind of like, what the hell are you doing right now? You just heard a woman yell at Integrity. You've just put this bomb in here. Tell me what you're doing right now.
So this is after I threw the bomb, like rolled the bomb in there.
Yes. And then you heard Integrity, Isla, Idleberry. And
I would probably give off the expression that literally jumping out of his like shoes or something. With like his
Yeah.
hat just like launches up and then falls back on his head. And he
Yes.
like scrambles to like get back to the stall and is like, "Ooh-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo."
Okay. In the same moment, Integrity, what would you be doing as you turn and see your mother and 2 younger siblings standing there?
As I turn, I'm going to quickly pull my hair down to cover my neck.
Mhm.
So,
and your fresh neck tattoo.
yeah, my fresh neck tattoo. So my hair will be falling to the sides of my face. And I'm going to face my mother and my siblings.
Mhm.
And I'm going to breathe deeply. Mom! You're here! How did you find me?
She will stomp up to you very quickly. Winsler scurries back over to Lemawand, etc., and takes cover behind the booth, or is just standing there as if this is a regular day of selling stuff.
Maybe maybe like climb over the counter and like fall in the back.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. You hear a small thud as Winsler falls into the dirt behind the stall. Or maybe wood. I was imagining that you just built the front counter, but you could build a floor as well if you so desire.
No, it's just dirt.
Okay.
It's just dirt.
Integrity, your mother walks up to you. She stomps up to you. Could you, for me, describe her to the audience?
Oh,
and
I
your
thought you were going to
Oh,
say roll
boy.
something because she slaps you hard.
No!
Roll initiative.
God. Could you just describe your mom for the audience?
So my mother is 5'9" tall. 5'9" tall woman
Dang.
with
You're so short.
fair
She's a giant.
with fair skin and dark black hair
Mhm.
that falls down to her waist.
Mhm.
She is wearing a yellow dress that falls down to her ankle
Okay.
and wearing very nice sandals.
Perfect. And on one hand is a small, chubby tiefling boy. She's human, also, just for the reference.
Oh,
of
and
everyone.
human, yes.
On one hand, holding one hand, is a little chubby tiefling boy, also orange of skin with some very, very nicely done hair. It looks a bit mussed up, but it looks like early this morning he had like some clay or something put in, so it would be like nice and he would look very clean. And like he's wearing like little shorts and like a button-up sweater or something,
Yes.
and like
Probably
very,
even
very
mud
nice-
on his knees.
mud on the knees, the little bandages, and has like a nice pair of like little buckled shoes. And then on the other, in her other hand, being grasped there, very distinctly they look like they have been separated and are being kept separated. Is a young girl looking to be the same age. She's human. She looks very much like her mother. Is she wearing like a similar like little dress or something? Or is she also just wearing like little shorts and looks scuffed up?
Honestly, they probably have very similar clothes.
Okay, very cute.
Because they're twinning, you know?
Yeah, you got a twin.
Yeah.
Anyways. So in the few seconds after Winsler puts this little lemonade bomb, this fire bomb into apples, and apples, your mother stomps up to you and she goes, "Your siblings and I have been looking for you everywhere all day. We expected that you would come and see us or come find us. We did not expect that you would be this hard to find." That's besides the point. What did you do to your hair, young lady?
Uh-oh.
Well, you see, I was thinking that there's a lot of bravery and that I Mom, there.
And as
just-
Integrity fumbles and stumbles with her words, you hear
Explosion.
Winsler make a perception check, Winsler, with advantage.
Uh-oh.
Or just make a regular perception check, friend.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
15?
Okay. You hear, "Is that a lemon?" come from the other tent. And then just a massive flame erupts. You see the top of the tent catch a flame and just like a pop of fire, as if a large firework might have just gone off inside there. The adjacent stalls are on fire. Little pieces of flaming cloth fall down to the ground. You see 3 figures tumbled over inside. One of them, a large orc, is twitching and seems to be getting up. Their shirt like burnt and like torn. A couple of the large barrels in there, you can see them now, have been broken and are just like mashed apples, and cider has leaked and spilt everywhere all over the ground.
Oh my god.
A lockbox of
Oh my
coins has just like
gosh.
broken open. Coins are were sprayed out and they're just covered the floor.
Free money.
Integrity, your mother looks over in shock. Integrity, your little sister, like covers her ear with her one hand and like makes a squitchy like ow, my ears face, as this loud boom goes off, and your little brother like looks like dumbfounded over at the fiery explosion. Winsler?
I know what I'm going to do.
Yes.
In the moment, I'm going to reach into my material pouch. I'm going to
Okay.
pull out a little bit of fleece. And I'm going to, let's see.
I love Ben having to deal with the consequences of past Ben right now.
He's a
Like,
different person right now.
Ben
like
doing running damage control on himself.
I'm going to cast Minor Illusion.
Could you repeat that spell for me, please?
What?
So it's a cantrip. You create a
Yes.
sound or an image of an object within range that lasts for the duration. The illusion also ends if you dismiss it as an action or cast this spell again. If you create a sound, its volume can range from a whisper to a scream. It can be your voice, someone else's voice, a lion's roar, a beating of drums, or any other sound you choose. The sound continues unabated throughout the duration, or you can make discrete sounds at different times before the spell ends.
Okay.
I'm going to make a sound as if somebody is running away behind the stalls.
Ooh. Can you make a deception check for me? And I will make an insight check. Ooh, okay, Ben. All right, Winsler. Let's see.
6.
Okay, this Winsler Wallaby is what happens. You chuck this little lemon under. You run over. You jump over the thing. Cover your ears. You hear Integrity and her mother squabble. You hear a big explosion. Peek up, see this orc kind of like pushing themselves up off of the ground and like shaking their head as like their tent is on fire. Their 2 business associates unconscious on the ground. They will turn their head, look directly at your booth across the small way. You will then point your finger, cast this spell, trying to pull the fleece over their eyes, and they full ass just see you casting this spell. The deception does not succeed.
Oh my
And
gosh, are y'all okay? I'm gonna run over.
Oh my god.
Just give me a second, Mom.
Your mom is like sheltering your 2 children, and she goes, "What do you mean, give you a second? We have to get out of here. That place is on fire. We should go find someone. Are there like firefighters here?"
Is there big water nearby?
Oh gee, I wish I had my water.
Is there big water nearby?
Like a water barrel, you mean?
Like a water barrel or
Going, this all gone way more horrible than I expected.
Okay.
There
Is there
was
like
cider?
water within 5?
What kind of water do you want? What water? You tell me what water
Okay.
there would be, and I'll help you as much as I can.
Is there like a small water fountain nearby where people can pass
There
by
in
and
the
have a
center
drink?
of Vendor Village is a fountain, a water
Okay.
fountain. Like not a water
Um,
fountain, but a fountain with water in it that is still running and bubbling at this hour.
Okay. Well then, I'm going to use my shape water,
Okay.
and I'm going to grab the water from that water fountain on top and shape it into like a rectangle so that it lies on top of the-
Water rectangle.
Like a
Well, because
sheet
I can-
of water.
Yeah,
We'll
like a
save
sheet
them
of
with the
water
power
on top.
of geometry.
Okay.
And then I'm going to stop the magic so that it falls into the burning tent and
Okay.
stalls.
Okay. So then, your mother is shielding your 2 younger siblings. Integrity, you start pulling water up from this fountain. Winsler, that orc is staring daggers at you. You get up and start running over and ask if they're okay. They begin to point an accusatory finger at you and go, "Lemma wand," and then just water splashes down on top of them. They brush the water off their face. It seems that a lot of the fire has gone out. It seems that large damage has been done to the interior of their tent and all the things that they were storing in there. Again, their coins are splayed out on the ground. They had 3 large barrels of cider in the back of their tent that are all broken open or burnt. And this orc with their shirt kind of burnt stands up. They stand over 6 foot tall Winsler and will stumble their way out onto the road itself, the road which separates your booths. They stumble and probably fall over a bit as they try to gain their footing. Are you just standing in your booth, Winsler?
No, I like came out of the booth
Okay.
and wandered over to theirs, like right in front of it.
Okay.
Within
What
punching distance.
Within punching distance, what would you like to do?
I wish to cast Cure Wounds
On the orc? Or
Yeah.
on their... Okay.
as like medical emergency. I am the doctor now of my own dastardly deeds.
Oh my
The infirmary
god.
is full and we need doctors.
Okay. So this orc stumbles and you like run over, placing little glowing hands upon their large shoulders, Winsler. And I guess you could just cast the spell if you would like.
Yeah.
Please tell me how much you heal them for.
3.
You heal them
Oh, wait,
for 3.
not 3.
Oh, sorry.
2.
5.
Okay, that makes the difference. You seem to heal them for 5. You seem to heal them for 5. That's not a very good.
You seem to heal
you
them for
see
5.
that
5
the-
what? 5 apples.
The burns on their orangish gray skin seem to have seem to heal a little bit. The redness, the burning itself seems to be attenuated at least slightly by your efforts, Winsler. They will. Sorry, I rolled away from my microphone there. They will grab your hand in their large right hand and look you dead in the eyes, Winsler Wallaby, and will say, "Apples, apples, and apples doesn't forget. We won't forget that you did this to us."
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't do this. Someone set this up.
They'll point with their left hand, the one that's not grabbing you by the arm, and at the two unconscious limp bodies, and will say, "You will rue the day that you tried to kill the Apple siblings."
I didn't try to kill nobody.
You
Listen,
might have burnt
I was
up your
doing
recipe.
inventory. I was
You
doing
might
lemon
have
inventory
burnt up
earlier.
your recipe.
I was doing lemon inventory earlier, and I noticed that one lemon was missing, and I don't know where it went. You can't
yeah.
you can't just look across the lane and see, oh, lemon one. That just seems so like convenient that a lemon bomb
That a lemon bomb blew
would
up
just
in our
happen to
stall.
roll on into your stall and explode.
You
That wasn't
knew.
us.
They'll stand up at this point, Winsler, and like point down at you, towering above you, probably like 6'3", and they'll say, "You knew what you were doing."
All right, I know you're upset. Can you come with me so we can have like a conversation away from here, like civil adults, please?
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
I forgot Winsler was an
off.
adult.
Is Winsler going to kill them
This
in the back
person-
of an alley?
I know, right?
Probably.
2 apples down, 1 more to go.
It's a 15.
They'll curl their finger in and place their hand on their hip, standing above you, standing with a straightened back. They'll look down at you, Winsler, and they'll say, "Are you independent, or are you with them?
Who, you mean?
Is this
I'm gonna-
sabotage on behalf of..." They'll wink at you.
What?
"What do you want to talk to me about?"
Well, first of all, I'm now confused about what you mean by them.
"You know them!"
I have no idea.
They'll lean down and whisper, "Crow, you're not with them, are you?"
No? Why? Do you have some sort of thing with Crow?
What did you want to talk about?
I wanted to talk about the situation and how I might be able to help.
What can you help with? You burnt our tent down. Our cider's in ruin.
Now, I
All
didn't
of
burn
our-
I didn't burn your tent down. Let's get one thing straight.
The tent burnt down in mysterious circumstances related to a lemon.
Yeah.
You are here sitting behind your booth.
Extremely convenient.
This young lady, who also was holding knives and juggling lemons earlier, who's your work associate,
All right,
is
now
standing here.
she has nothing to do with that. I have nothing
All
to do with that.
signs point to sabotage on the behalf
listen.
of Lemon One.
You're a little
etc.
hurt. I can tell you might be a little bit a little bit delirious right now.
Delirious.
You might be a little bit,
I'm not the
in
delirious
shock.
one.
In shock.
I'm not in shock.
How am I being blamed here?
You
We were
own
just
the
checking
you
out-
own you own the lemon shop. You are the lemon girl. You're dressed like a lemon.
So what you're saying is if somebody left an apple bomb in our stand and it blew up our stand, then it would be right for us to accuse the apple stand that's across the lane.
Obviously not. There's only one lemonade stand. There's many cider stands. It could be any of us.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
The same
but
way,
like-
it
but
could
it
have
would
been
be right
any
across
of
from
us.
us. So
Well, obviously, we're right across from you. We can't do anything about. What is your point? How can you help me? You destroyed
getting-
the product.
well, you stole our recipe.
They'll smile down at you and like poke you in the chest and say, "Fair's fair then."
You know, I just had an idea.
Integrity speaks up. Your mom, by the way, is right next to you. Her head just shooting from whoever's talking to whoever then speaks the next, and she looks visibly confused. And then when you speak, she just her head turns to you. What do you say, Integrity Idleberry?
I really think that you can put a leg up against all these apple cider businesses by perhaps making a mix between lemons and your apple cider.
A partnership.
A partnership means that none of this ever happened.
I don't think you could just forget about something like this.
And you can't sweeten that deal with anything else? Why, I and my siblings here have been subject of an assassination attempt.
Points to 2 corpses on the ground.
Points to 2 like groaning bodies lying there, like You see a tiefling, that yellowish skinned tiefling that you had spoken to early, that Serenep had spoken to earlier, just writhing on the ground. And you see like a very muscular a muscular gnome who's just like lying limp. They're just face down in the dirt. And the orc turns back to the two of you or back to you, Integrity, and says, I could just go to the authorities and say, that they did it. It was them. I'm a convincing actor. I've done it before.
You have no proof.
I don't need proof. The proof is my burnt down stall.
Well,
I think
you might need more proof.
My eyes. I saw with my own eyes a lemon. My 2 siblings still alive, despite your best
usually
attempts.
some physical evidence is usually helpful in a case like this, because, I don't think a lot of investigators would really take, like, things at face value. There's a lot more, like, intricate processes with some of this stuff, So I'm not exactly sure if what you say might be, like, guaranteed 100%. So maybe you might, I might recommend looking into some, like, law books and stuff. Maybe read up on the subject before seeing what your odds are, stuff like that.
Winsler and Integrity, could the 2 of you make perception checks for me? As
we're gonna get stabbed.
You speak more and more to this orc, and the smoke seems to clear around their stall.
Non-natural 20.
22.
Okay. The 2 of you, again, as this smoke clears, this thick black smoke drifts away in the cool autumn breeze, and the light from the nearby magical lanterns seems to illuminate the interior of that tent, the formerly alluded to shadowy bits. In there, the 2 of you would see a collection of very not cider-related paraphernalia, I think. There's large scroll cases. There are maps, big nice quilts, a couple of lovely dessert trays, some just silverware that seems to be taken. You see a large standing harp made out of a beautiful yellow wood that's just standing there, completely blown in half now, but it was formerly beautiful. It just seems like a lot of not cider-related objects.
Now, I don't mean to be the accusatory one here, but that's a lot of objects over there that are not typically cider-related. Do you mind saying where you got those?
The orc turns their head quickly and, like, pulls at the tent to, like, cover it up. Effectively, like, pulling over the remnants of the tent, so it just kind of collapses. Again, those 2 limp bodies, the other apple siblings, the canvas just falls on them, so their feet are sticking out and nothing more. The orc will then say, those are just cider-making materials. You don't know our special way. We have to soothe the apples. We have to soothe those tender sugars out.
With a harp.
What else would we use?
With lamps.
What else would we use?
With scrolls. Now, you mentioned Crow and how you thought that we were with him.
Don't say it.
I wonder if he would be interested in hearing that Apples, and Apples happen to have some possibly stolen paraphernalia hidden within their stand.
Make a persuasion check with advantage. Alternatively, you could make an intimidation check or buffalo check, as we have come to know them.
Why? 3!
A 3?
How?
Yes, stop giving me persuasion.
You could have rolled
with
intimidation.
advantage?
That was with advantage?
Yes, it was with advantage.
What the fuck, Ben?
Fuck,
What do you
Ben.
I have
roll?
my persuasion and intimidation is the same.
Yeah.
So it's 3. I rolled a 2.
Bingo. Oh my
Oh
god.
my gosh.
I rolled a 1 and a 2. What more do you want from me?
Nothing more. This orc towering above you lays a heavy hand on your shoulder and says, it would be a shame if you tried to run and tell such an esteemed and busy man about the little squabbles between businesses like us. Independent businesses should take care of these matters by themselves, under the table.
I'm not one who likes to do things under the table, but I will go back to my table real quick.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk back to
Gets
my
another
stand.
lemon bomb.
You feel a resistance. You feel resistance as their hand grips you on the shoulder. Integrity, your mom leans over and goes, "What is going on here? Psst, what?"
Psst, Mr. Wiggles?
Oh, Mr. Wiggles is under the table.
No, he's in my hat.
Oh, in your hat. Okay, okay.
Mr. Wiggles, can you get him off my shoulder, please? You know, give him the
Mr.
old
Wiggles.
like chomp.
Oh, a
my
chomp.
gosh.
We're gonna go with the chomp.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the chomp.
Okay.
More chomps.
So Mr. Wiggles emerges rapidly from the hole in the top of your hat and just like leans over and like just sinks fangs into into that orc hand. The orc pulls back.
What
Mr.
the
Wiggles
fuck?
retracts and just like jumps down from outside of your hat and is now walking around, kind of like putting himself in between you and this large orc. Integrity, your mother is just like shocked. Your little brother goes, "Oh my god, a cat!" As Mr. Wiggles jumps out. And seems like he tries to run towards Mr. Wiggles as if he was going to pick him up, and your mother just pulls on the back of his shirt and holds him there.
I'm so sorry, Mom. This is not how I.
This is what we're paying
expected
for
us
you?
to me.
We're paying
No.
for you to come here, and this is what's happening. This is what have you been doing this all year?
No.
Like when we
Um,
got all the the 2 letters about she's in detention and she has an academic strike. Is this why?
No, not exactly. I keep on being in the wrong.
We're gonna talk about this tomorrow morning after I've slept. It's been a very trying day, and she just looks worried and like hangs on that unfinished sentence as Winsler walks over to the lemma wand, etc. stall. What are you doing?
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'd imagine there's like a lot of tools under the stall, right?
Yes.
Okay. What are we looking at?
Integrity, Winsler, or rather Carla and Ben, tell me what tools you had stored here. What lemonade making and extraneous tools would be here? Sam and Sarah, please join in if you can think of a fucking wild lemonade related tool.
A
Lemon
manual
grinder.
juicer.
I mean, there's those lemon squeezing things, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
okay, like a lemon
Um,
squeezer, a manual juicer. Okay, that's 2.
A hammer.
a hammer.
Okay.
Maybe
okay.
like a knife to like cut the lemons in half to start the
Okay.
juicing
Mhm.
process.
Yes.
Okay.
What about something to
Um,
grind ice? So that
How
it's
many
like,
weapons
like
can
an
we
ice
sneak into
shaver?
this
But,
booth?
like,
Okay.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
5.
We have a bunch of glasses. I know it's not a tool.
6.
Yeah, you also have like the
do you have like an abacus or something to calculate?
Like the
Your
like,
profits?
are there any more like would there be any more wands like ones
there's
that were
absolutely
hold
a
out
big
for
box of
straws?
wands. Yeah. Yes.
I think I'm good.
Okay.
I'm fine. So what I'm going to do, for the next like couple minutes,
Okay.
I'm going to cast Tiny Servant at 4th level,
Okay.
so I can have 3 of those objects
Okay.
animated,
Fuck.
and then I'm going
Okay.
to spend my level 3 spell slots each on another one.
Oh my god, Ben.
So for a total of 6 friendly tools.
6 tiny servants.
What are you
All right.
doing?
What are you doing with these fucking things?
We're gonna go let Mr. Orc know that we don't like to do things under the table. So we're probably gonna go to Crow, and if he has any sort of objections to that, he'll have to answer to my little buddies.
Your army.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
The muscle. Okay, so this does happen. All of these lemonade making tools sprout legs and look very silly walking around. They walk out like as if they're like trying to be intimidating. They strut out from behind the booth and kind of like line up as if they're making a large wall, as if they're like the abacus as it walks, the little pebbles go as they slide from side to side. Integrity, both of your young siblings seem to be absolutely enamored with these small objects. The orc sneers slightly at that. Integrity, as Winsler's doing all of this, is there any further attempts at diplomacy you would like to take?
Like towards the apple
Towards the apple
siblings.
Siblings, yes.
When you said that maybe we can sweeten the deal, like, do you mean sugar? Because I can access sugar for you. I don't actually know what you meant by that.
Sugar like, and he wink, or they wink, or sugar like, like the sugar.
Like the sugar, like the
If it
white...
was sugar like, and they wink, then yes. If it's sugar like the sugar, like the sweetener, no dice.
I don't know what sugar is, and then makes the wink while saying sugar. I actually do not know what you mean. I'm very confused right now. Like, I'm just trying.
The two of you are here, independent business people, like, not with, and you don't have any idea?
No, but we could be if you're so interested in hiding your paraphernalia.
And the ice cruncher box, like, folds its arms when you say that, Winsler.
I mean, we're business people too in here, and we would be interested in knowing the secrets, but clearly we don't. We're just students trying to...
How about this? And they'll walk over to you, Integrity, and they'll they'll not stick out their hand yet, hand on the hip. They'll say, we split our profits, 60-40, and neither one of us goes to the big man. This night never happened, and we help one another out. Apples, and apples helps Lemawand when they need it.
Just making apple and lemonades. Apple cider and lemonade mixtures.
50-50.
Right?
50-50 if you help us.
I'm going to go up to Winsler and whisper to him, listen, if we do this, like those people with the wand issues?
Oh yeah.
Oops. We can totally blame them for this. So I think we should make the deal.
This entire episode is just shady business practices.
I've changed my mind. I'm perfectly fine with 40-60. You getting 60,
40-60.
Obviously.
We get
we get the
60% because you did so much. The universe itself has done so much more damage to our tent. Just a divine intervention. We were making too much money. Too good of cider. 60-40 it is.
Yeah, and I can even do 2 shows for you.
Two shows?
Are
you gonna juggle again?
As long as you wear the uniform.
No, I do not wear uniforms.
She says, dressed as a lemon.
I choose my own clothing.
Choose your own clothing. Business goes to apples, and apples, though.
I mean, that's fine.
Yeah.
And you'll help us, and we help you. You scratch our backs, and we scratch yours. And we have 6 hands between us, me and my 2 siblings. They are still lying unconscious under the tent, by the way. And we scratch backs very well.
And we've got...
those who scratch our hands back.
And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 16 hands between all of us.
It sounds like a great deal. And they'll stick their big hand out for you to shake it. Integrity.
And this is just to make apples and lemon ciders. Nothing else. Nothing shady.
This is to be the best vendors this festival's ever seen.
This is Ben talking. This is 100% shady.
Get trailed into. Seriously.
But honestly, after this interaction, I don't feel bad about burning their tent.
And their hand is just out. Integrity.
I'm going to take their hand.
Okay. They'll shake your hand
and
say,
shake it.
Jonalicious apples. It's been a pleasure making this deal with you.
Jonalicious apples?
Look, another Joan ruining
I think I've had that
lives.
kind of apple before.
They're popular. Just like apples, and apples. Come by in the morning, and we should be back up and running.
Okay.
None of this ever happened. And they'll look specifically at your mom and your 2 young siblings, Integrity, and say,
Ooh.
No one saw a thing.
Threatening. Uh-oh.
Now, if you'll excuse me, my 2 siblings, they just drank too much dang cider this evening, and they've gone and tumbled over through the tent. If you don't mind me, I'm gonna go care for them. Maybe bring them by the infirmary.
They might have their hands full a little bit, just saying, just let you know.
Oh, I wasn't actually bringing them to the infirmary.
You're just gonna leave your brothers dead on the
Because
ground? What?
No one can know this happened. I just said that. I said the thing loudly, so if anyone's listening from inside their tents and is too scared to come out, then it would be like, this is what's going to happen.
they look like they could get some proper medical attention, you know?
We have preparations for this. Do you think
How
we
do you
came here
have
completely
preparations?
Out of our
Never mind.
We
I don't want to
came
know.
here ready to scuffle.
I don't want to know.
Okay.
You can just say that they got
It
burned in
will.
a bonfire.
Never happened. Oh,
Tomorrow.
look! Let's
Absolute
go.
strangers.
What's
Goodbye.
that over there? Goodbye.
And they'll like put their hand out and be like, have a good night, ma'am. And kind of like bend over and be like, have a good night, kids. It's been a pleasure. You never saw me. And walk back over to the tent. The 5 of you can proceed.
I think this
if
is
you'd
what
like.
Alice went through in Wonderland.
Integrity, do you say anything to your mom?
You know what happened there?
What?
Well, I really wanted to start up a business because I thought that it was super cool, seeing how you and Dad built the business back home.
Mm-hmm.
And clearly that didn't go so well.
Well, your father and I built the business by making high quality products and selling them to upstanding people and not making deals with scoundrels or attacking people in the street. That's just not good business.
Now, don't be going blaming her for it. That was all my doing.
Okay, I wasn't blaming her. I was just it was a teaching moment, but
Oh, Mom, by the way, that's Winsler.
Hello.
I'm Integrity's mother, Amarette Annalise Idleberry.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you. I run with my husband a shoe store, a cobbler, Gelid Trotters. If you're ever in Dry Falls or the Dry Falls area, please stop in. We make bespoke shoes on a tight order, tight deadlines. We would love to have your patronage. If you're not.
I don't know if I can afford proper shoes.
Well, you're Integrity's friend. We could give you a discount of sorts, a family discount. But that's besides the point. And she's holding both of your siblings' hands with like her left hand at this point, Integrity. As she was making a business pitch, and then she comes back and roots things down, and she goes, your father and I don't make deals with shady people that we've never met before or that are just happen to be across the road from us. We wouldn't be in the position we were today if that was just what we did.
I mean, it's like we've only come across with really weird people. I don't think we've come across with stand-up people.
Well, I don't know. I'm
sorry.
I'm happy for you trying to make a business and trying out something new and not just relying on us to give you money and all those things. It's a good idea. However, I think that your execution needs a little bit of work. And also, again, tomorrow morning, we're going to talk immediately about your hair. Is there somewhere that we can get breakfast or something of the sort? Your sister is having a bit of a stomach ache, so we're gonna go back home for the evening and rest up.
Oh, you're going back home? You don't want to stay here for the night?
Is there places for us to stay? I was under the impression that we had to go home and come back every single day.
I mean, if you want, you can stay in my room. I can sleep on the floor, and the kids can sleep in the tub in the bathroom. You can sleep on my bed.
Oh my god.
Your little brother goes, "We could sleep in the tub," and like looks
It's
so
very comfy to
excited.
sleep
so
in there.
excited.
Your little sister looks slightly less enthused about that, and she is kind of like with one hand clutching her tummy. Would you like to?
I would like you to stay. I really missed you.
Your mom looks a bit like taken with that, and will look down at your 2 young siblings who nod, or at least your little brother nods, and your sister just looks like tired and a bit sick. And your mom will say, Honora and Ernest can sleep in the bed, and we can sleep on the floor, figure something out or roll something out. I have a blanket with me just in case they got cold when they were here. We'll figure something out. It's wonderful to see you, Integrity. Now, let's go before something else someone else wants to talk to you, or your friend does something horrible to someone. Not to be rude, but first impressions.
No offense, ma'am.
It was a pleasure meeting you, though. I hope that we can see more of you throughout the festival. Thank you for taking care of my daughter. I am very sorry if she's been a burden on you.
Oh, you'll meet my other 2 group mates tomorrow.
Oh no.
My 2 friends.
Great. Do they want to do breakfast with us, do you think?
Maybe.
Lunch? Dinner? I want to meet them. I want to sit down. We should eat because I don't want to meet people who don't like eating a lot.
I can ask them. Most likely we'll see them in the cafeteria
Okay.
or in the hall,
Okay.
the meal hall.
And you
dining
have this
hall.
conversation. You make plans as you return to your dormitories for the evening. As stated, Integrity, your young siblings sleep on the bed side by side. Very cute. They're young, right? Like 5-ish, 6-ish? 7. Okay.
6 years old.
6 years old. Perfect. Your mom has a big blanket. She rolls that out and kind of like lies underneath it with you on the floor. Sylvie is not here. Her bed is very well made. You can introduce them to Ida if you want, and you're
Oh, Ida's probably sleeping between my 2 siblings.
yeah.
Aw.
Okay, very cute. They don't seem to quite understand that she is not just a stuffed animal.
Yeah.
But, you know. Meanwhile,
Ah.
can you, Serenup and Mira, tell me what was it like when the 2 of you went back to your rooms? Because Mira, if I recall, you had been talking to Delnus and like split off from the rest of the group. And then after that, did you just head home by yourself, or?
I would think so, yeah. Like I gave all of my instruments over to the instrument people, and then I think I would probably just like be heading back to my dorm. I don't know if Alina would
Okay.
be there or not, but that would be the plan.
Okay. So, in that case, we can do this very quickly. You arrive back at your dormitory. It seems like very hustle and bustly. Like the idea that there's not class tomorrow, it's exciting times. The energy from the duel seems to just permeate across campus, Mira. And you return to this dormitory to find, yes, Alina is at the desk. She seems to be organizing a bunch of little pebbles in boxes, like a stone collection, right? Like little cute colored rocks that you would find on the beach or something, and she just seems to have them in like a little box. Additionally,
these
on
are.
her bed, there's like 3 very nice looking quilts that were not there this morning, and stacked right by the door when you walk in looks like a bunch of antique books that are brand new, or not brand new, but new to the room, Mira. So it looks like she had quite a bit of fun this afternoon buying things. And when you walk in, she will turn her head very quickly to you and say, "Oh, hi.
Oh, hey, how's it going?
It's good. Are you gonna stay here? Is it weird that we're gonna? Are you? Okay.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Like,
Because-
I mean, I know we're dueling, but like, it's fine, right?
Is it?
Yeah. Why would it not be?
I don't know. Kurt and Arior were like really weird about it earlier, and they were trying to convince me that
Oh.
I should not sleep here and that we should have like a group like sleepover in Arior's room.
I mean, if you want to do that, like, I mean, I'm fine with it, but I don't mind if you want to stay here. I mean, like, I'm not gonna go peeking through your strategy stuff or anything. I mean, we don't need that to win, am I right?
She just looks at you,
Oof.
dead-faced.
Oof.
Like,
'Cause
a
you're
bit-
losers.
A bit defeated with that one.
Yikes.
And she will kind of like look at the bed and then look back at you. She very much looks like a bit hurt when you say that, Mira, and will say, "It's kind of a bit unfair, though, that we have to go against the 4 of you,
Why is that unfair?
because then that means that like the other team, like Philip and Sylvie, and get to not have to fight anyone." And
Wait, are they still not back? Like Karina's team and everything?
that's what the last I heard was. We
Huh.
spoke with Fenwick this afternoon, just quickly, and that was the last she heard, was that they were still trying to get in contact with them.
That is super weird.
It's really worrying.
Yeah.
I'm scared something really bad happens again, like last time, and that they're all going to come
Yeah.
back and be in the infirmary for weeks again, or something like that.
Yeah.
But
We did
nothing-
see Ira when we were there with our group. She went back to join them, and I don't know what happened after that. But when we went there with her, she was okay.
Well, that's fine for Ira.
Yeah, I don't know about Veldon. Sorry.
Okay. And then Mira, I assume you talk a bit more about like the musings of the day. Is there anything else that you do in your evening ceremonies? Like, what does Mira do at night when she's getting ready for bed?
That's a good question. I think she would probably have like a morning and an evening just like practicing with her instrument. And I think the other big thing would be like cleaning her arm, just because like
Yeah.
that's like a night routine thing. So I think that's like the main pre-bed activity.
Okay. Can you, when you, so I presume like, are you gonna sit in your bed and like clean your arm or something, or is that like a bathroom kind of thing? Okay.
I would probably just sit in my bed and do it.
Okay. Could you give me a perception check while you're like sitting in bed?
Gosh, yeah, sure. Ooh, that's a good perception check. That's an 18 plus 3. That's a 21.
Okay, very interesting.
Uh-oh.
Oh
You,
dear.
on the corner of your bed, there's like a weird little necklace hanging there, like on like one of the like bedposts, I guess.
I think I would just be like, oh, no, please describe it
seems
further.
to just be a golden chain with a ear on the end, like a golden ear, not like an actual ear.
Oh. I thought
Someone's
The other
ear.
one is so much better than the original. Like,
I think my first instinct would just be like, hey, Alina, is this yours?
She looks over, a small stone falls to the ground and like clicks under, like rolls under the bed, and she goes, oh. And then she'll look at it and go, isn't that yours? Don't you just have stuff like that? Like weird tchotchkes?
I guess I do, and I'm gonna pick it up and like study it a little closer. Like if I pick it up, does it like relay a message? Does it do anything? Is there?
It's very cold to your touch, almost as if it's like sapping some, like it feels like just a cold piece of metal that hasn't been touched in a while. There's almost a tingle to it when you do pick it up, I think. That's like from that perception check being very, very good. And there's no message or anything that relays to you. You could make an Arcana check or a religion check or something of that sort. If you had any like hunches or checks that you wanted to further do or use a spell on it.
I mean, I don't really have anything in the way of like identify or anything like that, but I might want to like, does it feel, maybe, I thought I had detect magic, but I do not. Yeah, I might just want to like take a look. Like, is there anything kind of magical that I kind of sense or can feel about it?
Okay.
Just kind of that sort of thing.
Okay. Make an Arcana check. Because
Sure.
again, another thing might just be that it's similar to something you might have learned about in class, right?
That's true. Ooh, 6 plus 3, that's a 9.
6 plus 3, that's a 9. With a 9, sometimes there are pieces of jewelry which depict body parts that are focused around the production of illusion magic. You don't know how to confirm whether or not that is the case with this, but that's where your mind goes to.
Would anything happen if I were to put it on?
Ooh, you put it on, you see it twitch a little bit, but return to normal as it just rests there. It feels very comfortable around your neck.
I feel like my first assumption in that case of like, I've just been given this nice piece of jewelry with a weird body part on it is like, this is probably just like a gift from Delmas or something like that. Because if I know anyone who, you know, has a penchant for nice things and weird body part stuff, it would be Delmas. So I think that would be my like initial assumption about what this thing is.
Yeah.
And I think I'll just set it aside.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. And so that's your night. You might talk a bit more with Alina, but that is how the evening passes for you. And then Serenep Cinderman,
E.
the one and only, you return to your dormitory on this night. I think Angelica will split from you. Like, okay, here's how it plays out, I think, or Serenep. You walk down from these steps. You go over to that abjuration assistant. You all hand in your things, right?
Mm.
As you're leaving the evocation department, and there's that big crowd of people around Joan who are like, I love you, Joan, right? I think Angelica would make like a weird face, look at you, Serenep, and then just say, I think I'm going to split just quick.
Okay.
Not related to that, but just related to like, I'm gonna go take care of something.
Okay. Sure. Have a good rest of your evening. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. See you tomorrow, Serenep. And thank you for being there for me today when I needed it.
Yes, of course.
This year would have been a lot worse if you weren't here. So that being said, gonna go. And not related to anything. Don't read into it.
Mm-hmm.
Bye. Have a good night.
Okay.
And she'll like
Why is she
Oh
so
my
weird?
god.
walk off kind of fast.
Can I just
Joan
kind of
Gen-
can I just
Joan
kind of
Jellica?
watch to see like where like can I just kind of watch until she like leaves
Yeah.
my eyesight? Like is she just gonna like run around a corner or something? Like what's gonna
She
happen?
like walks away from you quickly. It looks like she's going to go join that big Joan crowd for a second.
Yeah.
But then she just walks around it. You can see her like circle and try to look for a way in. It's dense. There's probably like 30 people, like 30 young
my
women
God.
here in this crowd.
Yes.
She decides, or she doesn't try to push her way through the crowd, and you just see her like walk across campus. It looks like she's headed towards like the necromancy department, old chapel kind of area.
Okay. Cool. I remember my first buff lady crush. Cool. Anyway, I'm gonna go back to my room.
Anyways, you go back to your room. When you arrive on your floor and approach your beautiful door, Serenep,
Mhm.
there is something which is delicately pinned to the outside of your door. It's in
Cool.
a beautiful floral envelope with a large M emblazoned upon it in like a crimson red.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Cool. I'm going to take it off the door and I guess go into my room and read it.
Okay, you walk in.
Fun stuff.
Virgil is sleeping in your little foyer,
My
just
baby.
like cuddled against the wall. He takes up like
Oh.
most of like the room in here. He's so massive,
As he should.
like absurd. The small envelope in your hands. It smells gently like a vineyard, right?
Mm.
Like just this beautiful fresh smell with like a bit of sour note in the air, right? A bit of dirt, just enough dirt that you know it's like an authentic kind of experience and not like some sort of tailored manicured scent, Serenep.
Cool. This I genuinely don't know how to react to this.
And would you like to sit down somewhere and take a look at this letter?
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna like take a seat like next, like not at like the table, but like obviously my parents are not here yet, so she's going to like relax finally,
Mm-hmm.
and she's gonna like get like some like ice water and like just sit down in her little cushions next to the
Yes.
fireplace, and that's where she's gonna read it,
Beautiful.
just in case she has to throw it into the fireplace again.
Okay. So as you open this envelope, it's fairly large and it's kind of thick.
Mm.
As you open it, there seems to be two things contained inside of it.
Okay.
One is another envelope,
Cool.
smaller.
Mm.
The other one is just a small note handwritten in a crimson colored ink.
Okay.
The note in crimson ink says, "To our dearest Serenep.
Wonderful.
Unfortunately, we couldn't find you or we didn't run into you today. I hope we can remedy that sometime this week because we would both love to see you and sit down with Philip and you.
Okay.
We arrived halfway through the day and took our son's sweet afternoon from him, and I hope you will not mind that we stole him from you.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Your parents asked us to pass along, and pass along is in quotes, a message. Please do not fault us. We looked through the contents. We wish you all the best, and if you need our support, we are here for you.
Oh no.
Okay.
The Mazels.
What?
That's Philip's parents, right?
That's Philip's parents.
I
Bless
was so
them.
scared. My brain could not come up with an M name, but then they were like, "Oh, sweet letter about love," and I'm like, "This isn't my parents." Okay, who is
at
this?
least Philip's parents are nice, but I'm concerned what else is
Okay.
there.
Okay.
And then
letter one is
Serenep-
done.
The other letter, the one enclosed inside of this one,
hmm
inside the sweet-smelling Mazel letter, the actual paper upon which this cute little note was written has flowers and just autumn leaves on it, like a beautiful little piece of print.
Yeah.
It seems like specifically the size and made for making like cute little notes to people to put inside of cards, and like just like a little piece of memo paper that probably took 100 gold pieces to make.
Damn, cute.
And the other thing in there is a silver envelope with a silver wax with S stamped into it.
And it smells like rotten oranges.
It smells like nothing.
Oh.
Yeah, they don't believe in that
Serenep, a
fancy
letter
stuff.
from your parents. You've seen many of these in your life. The seal is cracked on it, like that wax cracked.
Mhm.
Would you like to open it and read what's inside?
Better now than later.
Okay. So, by firelight on this cold autumn evening, as you sit and relax in your home for just a moment before the tension comes back to your body, you pick up this letter, you take it out of its envelope. On a very plain piece of parchment is written, "Dearest daughter, our attendance of your school celebration has been delayed as a consequence of a royal proposal. His Grace Frederick III requires our counsel on the foolish matter. We hope to arrive with a more ideal proposal on winter's first day. Represent the house to our standards in our absence. With love, Lady Olivia Cinderman."
The fuck does that mean?
Okay. Okay. Fuck. Okay.
I don't know what this means, man. I don't know.
Okay.
Nothing good, I'm sure.
I'm just hoping that Sam knows what that means. And finally, we leave Serenep there, biting her fingernails, sitting in her room alone, about what that letter might possibly mean. And we find ourselves following a young gnomish boy through the hallways, a cat by his side, six servants accompanying you.
Yeah.
The lemonade servants, tools of sweet, summery fun. You walk up to your door, Winsler Wallaby. It is open. Inside, you can see Yogg sitting at a small stool as Kurt packs up a large knapsack full of things and just is like talking to them. And when you walk up, Kurt will turn to look at you. His eyes look bloodshot. He has giant bags under them. He will put up a hand and say, "Winsler!"
Oh, hi, Kurt. What's going on?
I was just telling Yogg my plans. Yogg, don't tell him anything that I told you. It's confidential. I think
secret.
it's best if I complete my night's preparations away from you because of the duel tomorrow.
Yeah, all right.
I hope you understand.
I do. Don't worry. I know how important the duel is for all of us.
I haven't slept in days.
Yeah.
It's wearing on me. And then when Headmaster Crow said, "You win money when you win," I just ran out of it there immediately and haven't been able to stop working. He puts a hand, if you'll allow him, on your shoulder, Winsler. It's greasy and kind of crimey. He seems to be, even now, working on things.
At least there's no intent to crush my shoulder.
And he'll say, "I wish you good luck tomorrow. I'm gonna do everything in my power to win, though."
All right. Good luck to you too. I hope you can figure out whatever it is you're doing here.
Oh, Winsler, I really do too. Cause like it's a mess. It's all falling apart around me. I thought it was gonna work. It was supposed to be done a week ago, and now it's the night of, and I'm still working on it. And
You'll get there.
yes. And he'll put a hand out to shake your hand. Tears in his eyes. He seems very high strung for no reason, Winsler. Just in case that wasn't evident.
Yeah, but when isn't Kurt high strung?
And he'll say, "May the best man win tomorrow."
May the best man win. And I'll shake his hand.
Okay. You shake his hand. He wipes a tear from his eye, and he takes a giant leather backpack of stuff that you can just hear it like a ka-crunk, ka-crunk, like a lot, like he put a bunch of metal in his backpack, and he seems to struggle a bit carrying it as he walks out into the hallway and closes the door, leaving you alone in the room with the one and only Yogg. Yogg has their hands on their knees and will say, "Hello, creator."
Hey, Yogg. I'm gonna walk over sort of like slumpily and just like climb up on the bed and like sit.
Are you doing well?
I don't know. I got a question for you, Yogg. Do you think I'm a failure?
You created me and have instructed me well on the ways of the world.
Right. I guess I did do that.
From my perspective, you seem very successful. You have adoring friends and many nemeses.
Yeah.
And wonderful followers. And they point at the 6 lemonade devices on the ground. Did someone say something of the like to you? Do you wish me? And they'll stand up. Do you wish me to go find them?
I don't.
I have keys to all buildings.
Please.
Oh my god.
No. Just stay where you are, Yogg.
Very well.
I don't know. I just keep getting everybody into situations and stuff that they probably don't want to be dragged into and making things worse and everything. I don't know why I do it. I don't like doing it. I don't know what to do.
Have they told you that they do not like these situations?
Not to my face.
Then I would assume that they do not hate them, creator. You dragged me into this world against any other person's will. And I thoroughly enjoy being here.
I guess that's my point, Yogg. How many times is it going to happen before something else happens?
Yogg will put their hand on your head as if they're going to ruffle
Dink.
your hair. Dink.
Crush you.
And will say, "I think you are a great creator."
Thank you. I'm going to hug Yogg.
Dink.
Dink. Ow.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's where we'll end the episode with Winsler having, oh my gosh, I'm going to cry when editing that. We'll leave it there and pick up next week. Carla, can you do an outro?
Thank you everyone for listening to this week's episode. Hope that you enjoyed that ending. I hope that you're not crying, but if you are, we're here for you and we're crying too.
Yep.
Please don't forget to leave a rating or a review on our iTunes.
Yes.
And if you don't want to leave a review because, you don't want to, sometimes you just don't feel like it, please feel free to share us to your friends. It really means a lot to us. Please share this joy and this happiness to the world.
And the sadness that was then.
And the sadness that was Winsler asking about his
Oh my
failure.
gosh.
Also, we have an Instagram and Twitter at Trials and Trebs where you can see teasers and you can see updates. And last but not the least, we have a Patreon. And you can find the link to that on our Twitter page and Instagram page and also down below. Only if you can afford it.
Yep.
Like, don't give us money if you don't have money. And
Yep.
if you have money, sure, give it to us. Even if bones are your money.
Don't give us bones. Patreon does not accept bones. as
Yes, they
payment.
do.
And
Bones equal
yeah,
dollars.
bones equal dollars. And join our Discord.
Yeah.
I know that I said that the Patreon was last, but
Last
the
plus
last thing is actually join the Discord
Mhm.
server and be around people who also listen to the podcast. mostly. And you can talk about us. With us.
Yeah, I guess.
Hey.
Thanks everyone for this listening to this episode. It was different from what I was expecting. And we got another Winsler blindside at the end, but like the different tone this time, which was very unexpected. I hope you tune in next week for whatever happens. Until then, goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
What the fuck, Ben?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to September. It's me, Luke, in September. I hope you just enjoyed that episode. A little update because I did just finish editing. It's 12:42 a.m. and I just finished editing the episode. So I hope you enjoy it when it goes up. And if you're binging this away, know that I worked on it. But I did not cry editing that last bit. It made me really sad, though. But I'm not here to talk about how I'm sad and give color commentary on the episode. That's what C&C is for. Go listen to Conversations and Catapults. Nathan runs a great show. But speaking of such things, the Patreon. It's September, a new month, and it's time to thank our patrons who make things like C&C possible, who make things like upcoming bonus episodes. I've been saying that for a year now. Sorry, but it is on the way. But I'm here to thank the new patrons, the patrons of the month of August, of the warmest fucking month of my life. I'm here to say thank you to them. Starting off our wonderful August list of patrons is Ice Funk. Hey, you there, Ice Funk. Thank you so much for being our patron. You are an appreciated part of this collective. Next is a very good name. A very good person, in my opinion, I guess. A very good artist is Noda. Thank you for being our patron, and thank you for the oodles of amazing fan art that you make. It boggles the mind, quite frankly. And it is just very heartwarming that people make art of our show. All the artists of the show are great, but Noda, you're a patron, so I'm going to tell you, thank you so much for your art. Up next on the list, coming to an end on this one, is Tim Knob. Tim, thank you for being our patron. Your support makes this show what it is, Tim, or at least in part. So thank you. Up next, I don't think I'm supposed to pronounce this one, but I'm gonna try. Yibnid, or probably more accurately, YBND. Thank you so much for your support of Trials and Trebuchets, an actual play Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition podcast. We appreciate you. Or at least I do at 1 a.m. in the morning, or nearing 1 a.m. It's not 1 a.m. yet, folks. No, don't worry. And finally, our last August patron got in here on the evening of the month. Laura. Hey, Laura with the freaking banana icon. Thank you so much, Laura. We appreciate your Swedish contribution. So many Swedes. We appreciate you, Laura, and your contribution here. Thank you so freaking much. And you know, folks, I think that's it. I think I'm going to call this 90-minute recording session of trying to say thank you to like 5 people. I'm going to call it at a close. I will see you at the beginning of a very good month of October, and hopefully I'll have my friends with me, because it is lonely making these by myself in the wee hours of the night when I've just finished. I asked Carla if she wanted to record with me, but she went to bed like 3 hours ago. So like no dice on that one. Ben has a life. Sam has a life. Sarah's on vacation. It's just me, folks. I'm out here trying to say thank you. I mean, that makes it sound like they aren't. I just didn't ask any of them other than Carla. But anyways, this is why the fucking thing took 90 minutes to record. See you in October. Bye. Thank you, patrons.